The pleasure is all yours.
Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia, and today we're kicking off a brand new series for Empire of Sins. So for those of you who've been following the game on the channel, we previously played two Let's Play campaigns. The first one ended in failure, as we tried our hand at Sidewing Muck, and then we completed the game with a small map setting where we played Mabel Riley. Now, while the game has been pretty fun, there has been some areas of the game that I found pretty lacking, especially in terms of the need to manage your racket. I feel like the game probably could use a few patches. But where the game kind of excels at, I think, is some of the early game mission, especially the main storyline missions for each of the bosses, as well as the combat design. You have this XCOM combat with each boss with a unique ability that's often very strong. But what I want to do moving forward with the game before we see any new DLCs or any patches with the game is I want to take this to a weekly series where we will go boss by boss by alphabetic order of last names. Luckily for Al Capone here, both his first name and last name would have him first out of the 14 available bosses right now in the game, since this is the launch version. And we'll be showcasing each of the boss. We'll showcase their storyline. If they're historical, we'll talk a little bit about their historical background, and we'll do their main mission. We will be cutting out a lot more stuff. We'll cut out a lot of the non-mission related combat, as well as the sit-downs with other bosses, since most of them go pretty similarly, as we'll have a bit of sassy dialogue before we exchange our faction bonuses. So that part I feel like we don't need to do every time. I will be showcasing these on the hardest difficulty, but on the smallest map to prevent us from running around town too much. And the smallest map would be, I think, 3 neighborhoods, and we'll be doing it with the smallest number of factions to prevent the amount of time I have to waste doing sit-downs with every boss you meet early on. So probably, I think, 6 opponents for each map, but we're not going to be targeting those opponents in our story. We're going to be focused on our main storyline. So for those of you who followed the last Mabel campaign, that was about her and her late husband Dave, and who killed Dave, and her reputation as a widowmaker. So for Alphonse Capone here, who is historical, many of you probably know him best for this Prohibition era, we will have a storyline that deals with one of his mentors, Frankie Yale, who we'll see very soon as the story develops. But first, let's take a look at the boss himself. So Alphonse Capone, he is given 2 flags here, American, and I believe the other one is Sicilian. I might be mistaken on that. I know he comes from a family in southern Italy. I'm not sure if they're Sicilian descent or not, but my guess is the flag represents Sicilian, since his the outfit, which is the name of his gang historically in Chicago, was very close with the Union Siciliana, which is the Italian Sicilian national union that kind of dealt with the politics of the time and kind of sheltered these criminal organizations. And the outfit had many puppets running the union for them, and the union kind of had political strength because they kind of controlled the Italian vote in many of these neighborhoods, and that was highly valued by the local politicians. Therefore, they curried favors and protection for the more illegal aspects of their dealings. And for Al Capone here, he has a special ability, Rain of Fire. Fire a stream of bullets over the highlighted area, similar to Overwatch, and anyone caught in the area of attack is suppressed and will take damage when they move. So there's actually 2 ways of taking damage. If they're in the area already, they take damage from the suppressed attack. And if they try to move through the area, they'll take damage again. It's actually a super powerful version of Overwatch. Now, it is probably limited by the range of this ability, but it is still quite nice, and we'll showcase this as much as we can. Empire bonus wise, he has 20% production cost discount to brewery and ambience cost discount to brothel. These would be the upgrade options, right? When you want to upgrade the brewery production, this will be 20% cheaper for you. When brothel ambience upgrade will be 20% cheaper for you. And diplomatic bonus is stronger bonds. If you have passive faction rating gains when you're in a defensive pact with another faction, it will be increased by 1 extra point. It doesn't seem super strong, but Al Capone actually is more of a diplomatic player, surprisingly, because he has some very interesting traits, which we'll also look at once we kick off his story. So with that said, let's just jump in here. And we'll be doing this on the smallest map with the fewest factions just to minimize the amount of time I have to spend cutting out doing all the sit downs with early bosses. And we'll be doing this on boss difficulty because I don't find the game particularly hard, so might as well go all the way out. And we're not really trying to showcase, actual gameplay. We're trying to just push through the missions, so I think this will do. We'll also allow ourselves to use some of the pre-order golden guns that we start out with, because I've been trying to stay away from those in full Let's Plays, and I feel like that's probably fair because they'll probably skew the balance of those Let's Plays. But in this case, since we're mainly trying to feature the characters, the abilities, and the factions, as well as the main story mission, we're going to allow ourselves to use that. And I know I've been talking quite a bit before we actually play, but once this series does start out and we move from boss to boss, the other bosses we're not going to have this intro spiel, we'll just jump right into it. But for this one, just want to make things clear and set all the rules, and let's start game.
Evening, sir.
So we're in Sal's cab at the beginning. The locations are randomized, that's why he has no dialogue. Depends on which neighborhoods we're spawned into and which ones are randomly given to us, given that we only pick 3 neighborhoods. And this is our backstory.
That's right. I'm just in from Brooklyn. Give me the local lowdown.
Well, if you're looking to move some hooch, you ain't the only one. A lot of two-bit gangs are looking to make their mark on the city here.
They haven't met me yet. I'll give them a taste of how we do things in New York.
Did you say you're from Brooklyn? Ain't been there in years. How's she holding up?
She's holding steady, friend. My buddy Frankie Yale's running things there now. Swell guy. Gave me my first job.
Frankie Yale, huh? The same Frankie Yale that just showed up in Chicago?
You're shitting me. Frankie's in Chicago?
Well, his name was definitely Frankie. Drove him myself. Italian guy, coming in from New York, right? Carries a box of god-awful cigars with his face plastered on him. Don't tell me there's more than one of these guys.
That's Frankie. You know where he's staying?
Nah, he didn't say. But I can find him for you, if you help me with something.
What do you need?
There's a gang that's been messing with my cab. Slashing my tires, stealing stuff. They're trying to rattle me. I'd appreciate it if you took care of them.
Sure. What's in it for me?
Apart from Frankie Yale, how about I give you a line on a few crates of booze? That ought to keep you going for a while.
All right. You got a deal.
Thanks, Mr. Capone. Say, looks like we're almost there. It's been a pleasure. Good luck to you.
Likewise.
Alrighty, here we are looking very nice. And before we jump into things, you see we're getting the golden guns, and we'll be using them this time. And it's not a full Let's Play, so might as well showcase them. Our game's called The Outfit, and here we are in this neighborhood that's been randomly given to us, the West Loop. We start out all with a speakeasy and a brewery, as well as a safe house. And there's obviously going to be a lot of neutral gains that we can wipe out to start out early on, as well as those big gem stashes that we can steal on the road. The best way I think to play the game is just to play on this map until you see thugs in the alleys, grab those early on for some very easy good weapons. In our case, we're not short on weapons, as we can load ourselves with the golden Lewis gun. This is a 5-hitter, as in you will burst out 5 hits with this machine gun, but it does take 2 action to fire. Still very, very strong and definitely fit Al Capone's style. And we'll be using a golden service revolver as well, just to up our damage. We don't have any melee weapons and such. Well, there's nothing else. Let's first take a look at his setup. So 150 marksman, 66, 70 melee, 90 intimidation, 66 leadership, 50 persuasion. 75 initiative and 6 movement. These are obviously affected by his traits and such, but I believe most of the bosses at level 1 starts relatively the same. These get upgraded as your notoriety increase, so we're not going to talk too much about them because there's nothing too crazy special about each individual bosses. What is unique for everyone is their list of traits. It reflects their historical background if they have such, or whichever way the game design decided to take with them. So child labor, believe it or not, Al Capone here in 1920 would be just 21 years old. He was born in 1899. So we look a bit old here. They decided to go with a later on picture of Al, but we arrive in Chicago around 1920, maybe a year before. I'm not too sure about that, but we arrived from New York to Chicago, so that part is also historically correct, because the game also take many of the gangsters and mobsters from different cities and just put them all in Chicago for the purpose of the game. But in our case, we actually do arrive in Chicago around this time. And the reason why we arrive in Chicago is because our boss, Frankie Yale, sent us here. And Frankie is also not that much older. Frankie and Al were both in a gang in New York called the 5 Point Gang. This is a Italian, Sicilian mob gang, and both of these kids were dropouts early on, didn't finish high school, and went on and started different gang work. Frankie got a cut of ice trade, which is not, a drug. This is not the same period of mobsters as now, but the ice trade is legitimate blocks of ice out in Coney Island. And what he did was he cornered the market, asked for protection money from those ice makers, and shipped them into the hotels in town. And he got started that way. Eventually, he made his way into the 5 Point Gang, and he landed himself with a nice dancing hall and saloon in Coney Island called the Harvard's Inn. And because it's called Harvard's Inn, he kind of changed his Italian last name to Yale, which is another name of a university, as you can see. And he tried to make a profit branding himself as this Ivy League institution with the Harvard Inn, and himself being Frankie Yale. And he hired Al, who was probably around 16 at the time, as a bouncer, because despite Al Capone's heavy set, he was quite nimble and a good fighter, and he was actually playing semi-professional baseball, so I'm guessing like AA, AAA type of baseball. So he was good. He was an athletic boy, troublemaker, of course. And as a bouncer, he insulted some of the guests trying to get into the saloon and bar. That included a nice young lady with a brother who didn't like his sister being made fun of, and came up to Al and slashed his face 3 times. And that's why the left side of his face have those scars. And that's why he's known as Scarface. He did not like this nickname, and he did not like those scars. He was very nice dressed, as you can see in the game. So that's part of his kind of historical role. Frankie had a boss named... oh man, what's Frankie's boss name? But basically, Frankie had a mentor. I think Johnny, maybe. Johnny Torrio, I believe, who was in New York, was Frankie's boss beforehand, but he left New York and went to Chicago to develop the gang in Chicago. And when Al was kind of rising up under Frankie, I think he worked for about 2 years under Frankie. Frankie sent him to Chicago to work with Johnny, and Johnny and Al started the outfit in Chicago and worked under, for the beginning part, under Big Jim, who they eventually killed. So all these stashes you're seeing in Chicago in the game are belonging to Big Jim, and it's actually a gangster in Chicago at the time. And when they wanted to kill Big Jim, they couldn't do it themselves. So what they actually did was they called up their old friend Frankie and had him fly in under the cover of, say, a funeral of the Union head for the Italian-American National Union. And during the funeral period, he came in and killed Big Jim. And then they kind of took over the gang. But then the story goes on for 7-8 more years, where the outfit would grow, but then run into trouble with the North Side gang, which is O'Banion's gang, which is also in the game, the Flower Boy, the Irish gentleman. And they had a huge gang war that ultimately erupted, or actually ended in 1929 with the St. Valentine Massacre, which is probably what everyone knows Al Capone for, where they murdered about 7 of O'Banion's men in cold blood on St. Valentine's Day, and it kind of tarnished the image of Chicago in the US as like crime city. It also tarnished the image of Al, who was this very showy person and very flashy. He kind of casted himself as a Robin Hood figure, donated money to like local groups, showed up at all the ball games, kind of like the crowd know that he's there and clap for him. But then after the war with the Northside Gang, that image went away and he became like public enemy number one, which is more of the gangster image that we know him for today. So that's the story there, and that's what the relationship between Frankie is with us. And Frankie did sell cigars with his face on it, so that's also historical. But for us, child labor makes sense. We didn't finish school. We can learn our boss ability a bit faster. Neighborhood casino income plus 10 if we are staying in our safe house. We have 15% reduction for being gang leader. I think this is shared among all the gang bosses. And then 10% extra leadership, 10% extra marksman. Second generation. We were born in the States, I believe. Yes, I think the parents were immigrants. I think Al is family of 8 kids, which is weird. And I think one of his older brothers is actually a Bureau of Prohibition officer and had to change his name because, you know, you can't really be a FBI or like I say, wouldn't be an FBI agent, but like a Prohibition officer with the last name Capone. And when your brother is known as a famous bootlegger in Chicago, that wouldn't work. And we get plus 10% morale and 10% loyalty. This is where the special bonus comes in. We have a personality called Amazing What Talking Can Achieve, and we get 20 points to boss attributes. So all our skills goes up by 20 when we're in a sit down. So Al Capone can play a pretty diplomatic style. You can push for a lot of things in dialogue. So this could be very interesting. And then we're also thick-skinned. I think all the bosses get this one too. 20% chance, minus 20% chance to injury chance, and then also resistant to crit. We are also reckless. I guess the scars on our face can prove it. Give us more initiative, as in we can go first. Think of that as speed. And minus 5 defensive bonus as a punishment. We're also a happy person, plus some marksman and extra morale for nearby party members. We're a ballroom brawler. Get extra melee damage, and especially extra melee damage when we are drunk. And these are faction-wide bonuses we talked about. This is the faction-wide diplomatic bonus. And lastly, this effect is currently active. And it will get increased when we're drunk. So basically this is a passive plus 10 and then becomes plus 20 if we get drunk. But right now we're enjoying the plus 10. So that's kind of our bonus stats. In terms of our boss skills, now these are obviously going to be slightly different between the bosses. We start out with Rain of Fire, and then we can kind of pick what we want. Regardless of the amount of damage you take, you are now guaranteed to bleed out whenever your health reaches 0, so you don't die right away. You always have the bleed out chance. And I think this is probably better, just to keep our crew alive rather than ourselves alive, because we do have unnaturally high health. So let's start there. And this is kind of our background, at least what the game gives us. You're a notorious Justin from Brooklyn. You mastered the ins and out of the criminal world. Now that you're shaken off the shackles of your former cohorts, you're ready to dominate Chicago. And that's our life lesson, the amazing what talking can achieve. These are the green traits. And background, the children of the immigrant from Salarino. Capone worked hard from childhood to put food on the table. His meteoric rise to game leader has left him happy. If a little reckless, he maintains his power by allowing no disrespect. Alright, so we need to first help Sal out. Now we're just going to move around until we get that mission pop up.
Gotcha.
There we go. And what we need to do is take care of the thugs that's messing with his taxi service so that he can tell us where our mentor Frankie is. And it seems like they're here.
Gotcha.
Let's talk to them, because talking can be pretty amazing for us. We don't have to do all the fighting. What the fuck are you doing in our neighborhood? Your neighborhood? Okay, wise guy, I'll give you 5 seconds to clear out before I start blasting. I got a better one for ya. You leave Sal's cabs alone, I don't fill your guts with holes. And who the fuck do you think you are, coming in here out of nowhere? You can't tell us what to do. We're the white hand. We do what we want. Hey, we ain't animals, right? Let's make a deal. How about it? What kind of deal? We'll throw the intimidation factor out there. You ain't gonna carve up Sal's cabs anymore, because if you do, I'm gonna carve up you. Got it? Success. There we go. Intimidation skill +1. Alright, geez, fine. Leave. Alright, you got our word. Good. Now get out of here. And the cab driver thanks us for taking care of them assholes. You saved us from a heap of trouble. And Sal said you tell me where Frankie's hiding out. Where is he? Yeah, he mentioned that. We've been looking into it. Looks like Frankie Yale checked into a nearby hotel, but he's been spending all his time and dough at Love Potion. If you can get in there, you should be able to find Frankie. Alright, I'll do that. What about the booze Sal mentioned? Right, yeah. Sal said these crates of booze he's been stocking up should go to you. Take good care of them. Thanks. Alright, that went splendidly. And we get ourselves 50 whiskey, which is the top end booze. We probably don't need it because I doubt our neighborhood is very rich, but I guess this is not the point. Oh, top shelf. Well, it doesn't matter. This is not about showcasing that. Let's see where this love potion is. Cross town, but not too far away. Let's go. And this would be a thug guarding one of those big gem crates, which, since it's along the way, we can showcase our ability. It's actually quite nice to do it here. So, come on, don't be shy. He's stuck at a car. There we go. It's a red light for us as well, I guess.
Gotcha.
And we ambush. And we're gonna use our ability right away. Rain on fire. So you see, it looks like an Overwatch, right? And it does act like it, but it does way more damage. So, and we can hit multiple people constantly. It's suppression plus Overwatch.
Won't be nothing left.
And you don't use any bullets. You can see they all got suppressed, and then as they try to move, they get hit again. And they all die. And the animation takes a little bit of time.
And don't
There we
you
go.
forget it.
We get ourselves a cotton padded vest. And you can see how this ability, unlike most boss ability, where it tends to be limited to 3 targets, it's closer range, but if you have like a flood of people inside, you can kill all of them this way. Since we did get an item, we might as well put it on ourselves, you know. Cotton padded vest fits our style. And I'm gonna take the stash as well. Let's not forget that. Ooh. Submachine gun. So this will be a smaller burst, like 3 bursts instead of 5, but use only 1 action point. And this is a machine gun, so this would be a 5 shooter. Plus 10 Overwatch range. That might work well. But we'll take it. Great guns. We showcased the gold one already. Let's switch to a regular one that we would have gotten anyways. I'm gonna go with a submachine gun for now. A bit more flexibility in terms of action spent. And let's keep moving.
Enough.
Alright, we'll request a sit down, but we won't actually show that stuff.
I'm warning you.
And this would be another sit down. This would be another stash, that's what I'm saying. I could probably showcase how I can kill all of them with the move, but let's kick off the mission first.
Don't
Frank
fuck
is
with
also
me.
here. We're here.
You got it.
Oh, I gotta talk to the bouncer to get in, right?
Gotcha.
Huh?
Help you? Mighty fine place you got here. Mind if I go in? Nah, boss don't want no one in there that he doesn't know. Let's try persuasion. Frank Reagan knows me. We go way back. Just ask him yourself. Success! Persuasion +1. Really? He didn't mention you? Ah, what the hell. I don't get paid enough for this shit. Go ahead in. Just don't cause any trouble. Wouldn't dream of it.
Gotcha.
Frankie! There he is.
You got it.
With the girl.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Already paid ya, you wench. Now get lost. That ain't no way to talk to a lady, Frankie. Alfonso, whoa, what the hell are you doing here? Yeah, you sent me here. I live in Chicago now, you know that. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, I know that, but I mean, what are you doing here, Alfonso? I ain't seen you in too many of these type of places since you got together with May, who we did happily marry around this time. I was looking for you. Why didn't you tell me you were in town? I'm sorry, buddy. I wanted to tell you. I was even gonna tell you when I had time. I just been tied up, is all. I can see that. Come on, that ain't what I mean. I just got a little sidetracked, I swear. I was gonna talk to you eventually. Just tell me what you're doing here. We're not gonna talk mean to him. He's our good friend, mentor. Okay, but you gotta keep this close, alright? I got a lead that there's some asshole in town that have just come back from New York after getting a huge score. And that huge score, that was taken off me. They stole about $1 million from me, Alfonso. $1 million during this time? That's a lot of money. Holy shit, I'm sorry, Frankie. Sorry as these punks are going to be when I'm through with them. You work out a plan how to get your dough back? Hear me out. I know who stole the cash from me. Furthermore, I know where some of them have been hiding out. It ain't too far from here. I know it's asking a lot, and I know I don't deserve it on account of me not telling you I was in town, but I need your help. We can ask for money though. I know we're friends and all, Frankie, but if I'm going on a clock with you, I better get paid. I know that. I ain't no beggar. I'll give you 5,000 if you help me kick those white hand again, assholes out of Enterprise storage. Also, one of those guys has gotten some intel on him that says where the white hand's main base of operation is, so I'm gonna need that. So can you help? I think so too, man. 5,000, you got $1 million stolen? I think you can do better than that. Another success, another persuasion skill. Yeah, we have really good intimidation and persuasion in the beginning. Alright, fine, you greedy bastard. 5,000 now, another 5,000, we kick those bastards out of Enterprise storage. Is that good enough for you? Yeah, Frankie. That'll do nice. I knew I could count on you. I'll meet you at Enterprise storage when you're ready. Alright. Where is this Enterprise storage? Oh, let's finish this up.
Gotcha.
Get out of here. And check that one.
Gotcha.
One of Frankie's places again.
I'm on it. Gotcha.
Frankie Yale's. Thanks for showing, buddy. You ready for this? Let's go.
Gotcha.
Assholes!
Alright. At least Frank's guys are friendly, and the white hands are not. But this gun will be only one action, and it'll be three shots. It's a submachine gun, not a machine gun. Do I want to be protected? Yeah, probably.
All right.
We get to control Frankie as well. It's not a great spot. Pistol doesn't do enough damage. Okay.
Certainly.
Got the slow on him. He's only a melee, so we're fine.
Kill him.
Can you kill this guy for me? There's a bleed on him, I think. Yep. We're good. Al, can you not hit him?
I'm on it.
This is more of a guarantee.
Ain't this a picture?
He's suppressed. We get cover. And watch him try to move.
I'm on it.
Okay. The ring of fire is a little obnoxious, but okay,
And
I'll take
don't
it.
you forget it. Gotcha.
Hey.
That was some show, Alfonso. I see you learned a few things since our time in New York. Alright, found this note on one of the bodies. Have a look. Let's see. What the fuck is this bullshit? You ever see a word spelled like that in your life? Airgreed? Tassidan? I can't even pronounce any of this shit. I must have written the notes in some other language. Smart. Smart, sure. I'll give them fucking smart. Hey, look, this is gonna take me some time to translate. Thanks for helping me with this. Here, your payment. I'll be in touch soon. Thanks, Frankie. You can stay at my place where we figure it out. Alrighty. We got some money. Wait, why does she have a name?
Gotcha.
And we're gonna wait for the next part of the mission to show up. And this is when I will go off, do some sit downs, and come back to you guys when the mission is ready. Alrighty, and we got ourselves a mission. But it might not be the one that we're looking for, but just in case, let's cover it. Boss, I got some bad news. Some of our brewery trucks have been hijacked on their way to our racket. We lost our shipment. We need to figure out who did this and soon. Shit, I'll look into it when I can.
Gotcha.
We will. But I don't think this is the main mission. We might get a mission for it.
Alright.
But first,
What?
let's kill this poor guard. Alright, not even a
And
chance.
don't you forget it. You got it.
Please baton. Okay. We did say we were a baseball player. Anyhow, back to more sit-downs. Alrighty everyone, so it's May 3rd, 1920. It's been almost 2 months since the game started, and Frankie has finally sent us words. He received a message from Frankie Yale. I did it, Al. I got the note translated. Not only do I know where they are stashing my cash, I also know where their boss is, and I'm on my way to take him out. You want to join me? Alright, that's the storyline we showed earlier, where our booze delivery was having trouble. So, I rub their back, he rubs my back, everyone help everyone out. Let's see if he will get back to me with that, and we got ourselves a new mission. Miguel at Lost and Found. That's our headquarters here. Discuss next step. It's okay, we're gonna grab a weapon real quick, or a stash real quick.
Gotcha.
I just been raiding stashes. This is not even our starting neighborhood. These poor thugs don't know what hit them. Yeah. And we basically have recovered enough items to arm the army, because there's serious good stuff in there. If you want to take a look, we bought one item. I bought this rosary bead from the black market because it gives pretty interesting bonuses as an armor piece. +5 defensive bonus is not huge, more initiative, and more max health. We could otherwise use any of these items we have rated from these crates, including the government issue body armor, 60 protection, 20% chance to resist bleed, 20% chance to resist knockback. It's actually really strong. I probably should use it. We got a bunch of different bullets, and if you want to look at all the gun options we have an epic submachine gun, we have an epic machine gun, we have another epic submachine gun, we have this is what rare machine gun, rare submachine gun, rare machine gun, rare sniper rifle, rare submachine gun, rare sniper rifle. Yeah, we get armor army, like no joke. These from all the stashes from one neighborhood plus a little extra in this one, and that's definitely what you should do if you're playing the game for yourself. But for us, we're more interested in the storyline, so let's zip on back over to our very own Lost and Found. And here we are. Let's go discuss our business plan.
I'm on it.
There's our man.
I'm on it.
Hey.
Hey, boss. How are things? You seen a guy named Frankie Yale come in here? Frankie Yale, this doesn't ring no bell. Someone did come in asking for you though. Irish guy. Left me this note. Huh. Alright, hand it over. Your buddy Yale's been very naughty. He's been sticking his nose in places where he shouldn't be. So we're thinking we might just cut it off. If you want to save him, come to Kehoe's and bring 100 grand. Slan. Slan is one of the minor factions. We met them in the other neighborhood. It seems like Frankie's been taken. So we gotta take out a minor faction, I guess. Yeah, I think we met them around here. Yeah, the White Hands. Alright, so let's zip on over. I have the equipment to armor army, but we are not using it. We're going solo here. Alright, so since we ambushed them, I believe we can go twice. There's a guard. Are they all using melee weapons? I think so, so I don't have to worry too much about those. Let's start with you.
Can do.
Ain't this a picture?
Suppression shots?
Can do.
Are you scared? Aw, he has 1 health. Lucky him.
I'm on it.
He dead. Everyone else is neutral in this fight.
Moving in.
Alright, that's it.
And don't you forget it. Gotcha.
Uh-huh.
So, you showed up after all. We're starting to think you wouldn't. I wouldn't have blamed you. Hand over Frankie before I lose my fucking temper. You want Frankie? Sure. We all want Frankie for some reason or another. I want him because he owes me a few $100 grand. What'd he do to you? Frankie said you stole money from him. I bet he did. Probably gave you some sob story so you helped him, didn't he? And I bet you ate it all up. Frankie stole the guts of 300 grand from us, then ran. It took us a while, but we tracked him down here. And then we find out he's hiding behind his powerful friends in the city. You, namely. If you hurt Frankie, I'm gonna grind you into a fucking pulp. Maybe so, but answer something for me. How well do you really know him? I know him almost my whole life. Not that it's any of your fucking business. Then it wouldn't surprise you to know that he's a thief and a fraud. He's been stealing from us for years, and he's probably stealing from you too. Frankie says you stole $1 million off him. Oh, back to the story. Why should I believe anything you will say? Believe what you want. Stick your head back in the sand for all I care. I got no reason to lie to you. But I'm sure Frankie does. You're full of shit. If you say so, enough talk. Did you bring the 100,000? Leadership. You say he owes you 300 grand. Why are you only asking for 100 grand from me? Ah, failed. When that fails, time to just break out the guns. Alright, we got some good guy guards here. Only one person. This guy's not caught in the square. You can see the Overwatch square doesn't hit him. So in that case, we'll just burst fire him down. Didn't die. 1 health. Lucky boy. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
I'm on it.
What is this, a crowbar game? Crowbar hammer? You mess with a shotgun, boys. Who turns your coat white the second they kill you. Alright, we got no shots on anyone. Let's switch to our little trusty pistol.
Gotcha.
I probably shouldn't have walked close to him, now I think about it. But we can take care of that.
You should know better, pal.
Certainly.
There we go.
Certainly.
I should have aimed a little bit to the right, then he would have died. Alright, now he's within our pistol damage. But I also happen to have a police baton, so
Gotcha.
let's show them what a baseball player can do. Oh, we're not even using the right weapon animations. And we missed. Maybe because we tried to swing a Golden Lewis gun in his face.
I'm on it.
We deserve that. There we go.
And don't you forget it.
So check on Yale. Is he here? Oh, he's in the back.
You got it.
Okay.
Where am I? Come on, we gotta get you somewhere safe. You're right. And hey, for what's worth, thanks, Alfonso. I don't know what I would have done without you. Don't mention it. Are you gonna make it to my place in one piece, or do I have to carry you? Nah, I'll be fine. I'll see you soon. Alright, this mission is done. We got ourselves a gun reward. What do we get? It's the Thompson. This wasn't here before, I don't think so. Actually, I'm not sure. Play this. I don't think we got 2 of these. I think we got 1 of these. Well, not too bad.
Gotcha.
Now that we need it. So he's going back to our place, I believe. Oh, this doesn't matter. Let's head back. I don't think we have a new mission pop up yet. Nope, unfortunately not. Let's see if he's waiting for us inside. He might not be in the safe house. Usually they're in the speakeasy.
Gotcha.
Alrighty guys, so I fought some mobsters or gangster thugs outside in the street, and we found a stash that contained the Black Book, which apparently is a contact book that allows us to hire any of the gangsters as long as we can afford them, so no more notoriety. And the big gem is Big Jim Calamosio, like it says right there, which is basically the boss that Al and Johnny, I'm gonna call him Johnny, I think it's Johnny Torito, I had to take out, and Frankie came out help with that. Alright, bad news, boss. Look like another one of our brewery trucks has been hit. We lost about 50 barrels of booze. We really need to see who's behind this before it happens again. Alright, so this seems to be intertwined with our mission, so we might as well go do this. And it's something that we can do. And it seems like now we can just recruit everyone. You know, notoriety no longer matters. And we can, you know, even recruit R as long as we have the upfront money. And we can see their unique weapons that they have. Oh, very good items. The skill set is still, I think it's still the same for any hired gun. But obviously the quality would just be higher.
Hey, how are you?
So even if we do get the black book, you know,
We're
we're still going to be financially constrained to who we can recruit. Now, some of these have been recruited by some factions already, and since we have a game of only 6 enemies, we're not going to see that many people get recruited away. Anyhow, let's go see how that mission goes. We have to go, let's track it first. Brewery worker. Why are we losing shipments, right?
You got it. You got it.
Hey boss, help you? Yeah, you know anything about the trucks that getting hijacked the other night? Not much, I'm afraid. I just know what I heard. A guy in a mask got the drop on the truck a few minutes after his leaving the brewery. It's funny, because the truck took a wrong turn at one point, and that's where the ambush happened. Huh. You think that's funny? Because I ain't laughing. No, sir. What I mean is the driver must have known the guy that gave him the directions. Must have been someone he would have trusted. Find that guy, and you got your suspect. Or my driver could be setting me up. Bert? I don't think so, sir. But if you want to talk to him, he's in Lost and Found. The whole event sort of wore pretty bad on his nerves, you see. I bet I'll have a word with him. Also, if you're feeling up to it, you could check out the stolen truck. We got it back, you see. Might find something in there that'll give you a clue, you know? Sure. You never know. Thanks. Very helpful employee.
All right.
Aren't those the trucks? We got marked by Frank. Wants to assassinate us. Huh. Okay. Let's talk to Bert. He's nearby. Hitman. Oh, they might actually be Frank's hitman. Who knows? Unknown faction. Maybe it's a new faction. Ah, fortune
I
teller.
won't
Goldie.
stand for this.
Talk to her later. There's Bert.
Gotcha.
Driver Bert.
Hey.
Boss, good to see you. Do you need something? Bert, is it? How are you holding up? A little shocked, if I be honest, boss. Having a gun to your face will do that, I suppose. You don't need to tell me. Look, I need you to tell me what happened the night the truck was taken. Okay, boss. Well, gosh, does this beer taste funny or is it just me? Anyways, I was getting to the truck when Frankie comes over and says we need to take a new route. Say it's urgent. I don't know what he was on about, so I don't feel so good. Wait, Frankie yells? What'd he say? Oh, poison. Boss, I don't know what to say. What the hell happened to Bert? I ain't no expert, boss, but I'd say he'd been poisoned. Shit, you sure it's poison? No, sir, I can't be certain. Bert had an awful drinking problem. Everyone knew that, especially after the hijacking, but this looks off to me. Any idea who could have done it? Sorry, boss, no clue. Alright, thanks. Alright, guess our hope is on the truck now. Which is...
Excellent.
Yeah, sure. Not really in the mood for business talk. So Frank might be our enemy here. No wars. That would just slow us down. We'll start with some talking. What do you think you're doing? And Frank's guards are here to mess us up. They're attacking our base. We'll just abandon it. They can take it. What did it look like? It's my fucking truck. Frankie says no one's allowed to touch the truck, and no one means no one. You must be confused. Frankie and I work together. I ain't confused, just following orders. No one touches the truck. You say why? You don't pay me to ask questions, he pays me to follow orders. Intimidation. Listen, you obviously don't know who I am, so I'll tell you what. I'll let you leave with your life if you go now. Fine, we'll go. Alright. The intimidation thing works pretty well.
Gotcha.
You find one cigar inside the truck. The wrapper looks familiar. Damn it, Frankie.
Gotcha.
Alright, we gotta go back now. And we're gonna find them attacking us too. It's right here. It's gonna be a fight. Let me just ambush them. Oh, they're not. They have us marked, but they don't. It's not aggression towards us.
I'm on it. Gotcha.
I'm right here. Oh, you guys are so lucky. Boss is here when the enemy's attacked. Normally, the troops don't have this treatment. Let's see how many we can get. We can only get one, so might as well just turn up the gun here.
They got me.
Alright, maintain distance retreat. Not bad.
Moving.
What? That's overkill, lady. She gotta live. She's not even in this combat. She'll be fine. Alright, that's as much as our marksmanship can get us. Not shabby, not shabby. Alright, that's not good enough. Maybe we just melee her. Oh, we can't. Ooh, that hit. That percentage is bad, but we can't move and shoot, so that's gonna do it for us. Wow. 5 misses.
Assholes.
Alright. If we can kill her, then we can use our special on her. Nice.
Won't be nothing left here.
And then she's gonna have to move. Ah, didn't kill her though. Oh no, I had to reload. Might as well melee her. There we go.
And don't you forget it.
Oh, Joseph got killed.
You got it.
One less enemy.
Gotcha.
Wait, can't select her? There we go. So, find anything interesting? Yeah, Bert's dead. What? Oh my god, I can't believe it. Did he say anything before he died? How did he go? Poison. He mentioned something about Frankie before he kneeled over. Poison, that's odd, boss. And talking about Frankie, well, I just don't know. I don't like where this is leading. Looks like I would have to talk with Frankie. Gosh, I'm sorry, boss. Can't be easy having to confront a friend like that. I'll be fine. And thanks for your help. Alright, so this is our early game dilemma here, huh? Go, go, go. zip on over.
All right.
Please attack us. It'll make things so much easier.
You got it. All right.
Did you talk to Frankie? I hope he went okay, you know, considering. It was interesting, certainly. Well, that's good, I suppose. Frankie told me you're stealing from me. That true? What? Of course not. I wouldn't dream of stealing from you. Alright, leadership. Fingers crossed. Come on, I want the truth, Darla. Frankie says you've been stealing crates of booze. What are you doing with them? Success, okay. Oh, I'm so ashamed, boss. It's true. I've been taking extra crates home after work. But I didn't steal a truck. Why are you stealing crates of booze from me? One, the cop is paying me to give him booze. I needed the money, boss. I ain't proud of it. I'm not the type of person to steal from anyone. It just seems like money's on the table, you know? I can't fault you there, but now one of you's lying about my truck. Why should I believe you? Boss, I don't know what to tell you. Frankie must really want you to do me in. I'm not sure what I done to irk the guy, but I wouldn't dream of taking your trucks. I swear. I mean, why would I tell you to meet with Bert only to have him die in front of you? That wouldn't be too smart now, would it? I suppose you're right. That means I gotta talk to Frankie. Thank you, boss. If there's anything I can do... Oh, I know. My contact on the force. Here's some of the cash I've been saving up from my dealings with them. It's yours. I get them to keep the other cop off your rackets, too. I done working behind people's back. Thanks, Darla. 25k. And protection from the boss. From the cops. Not the boss. We're the boss. Alright, but that means...
Gotcha.
Somebody's lying to us. We found a message from Frankie. Sorry, buddy. I wish things could have been different. But you just wouldn't see things my way, so I bailed. And I took some of your booze on my way out. I wish you didn't have to find out like this, but so it goes. Don't bother coming after me in New York. You won't make it across the border. Yale. I should have known. Alright, so he left with some of our booze. We got 25k. We lost 3 leadership, I guess. I'll check that symbol out. Deflection. That's from the cops leaving us alone. 1 notoriety. And that's 1 ending to that mission. I think we lost some leadership. That's what I think that symbol is. I'm not sure. But that's 1 option. And what we're going to do now, that's the main storyline,
Gotcha.
is I'm going to play the exact same mission.
You got it.
But I'm also going to kill Darla and also kill Frankie. And we'll see the 3 outcomes. So, be right back. Alright, guys. So we're back here. Speaking. And now we'll see, we won't get the 25k and the police contact. We'll see if the result is us killing her, gets nothing, and then Frankie ditches anyways and get nothing.
You got it.
That would be the worst case scenario, right? We don't have the mission selected, but this is what it is. And, sorry. I'm so sorry to do this, Darla, but I can't have thieves in my brewery. No hard feelings. Wow. Not a chance, huh? And we have to return to Yale. Okay. Let's see if he's still waiting for us there. Like, now that we don't suspect him, maybe he won't leave.
You got it. Gotcha.
He's still here. Let's see what he rewards me. Alrighty, we're back this time, and I'm gonna flip the wall over so we don't have to see that wall blocking us. Other way, then you're dead. Oh, don't run away. We got him right there where we want him. Now we have to like, guess we'll take the cover and hit him next turn anyways, because we can't use our gun this turn. Very smart, you running away, huh? Room full of our guards. What are you gonna do? No mercy. This way we don't have to get our hand dirty. We're bound to hit him with one of these. Oh, we can meat hook him out.
Kill this piece of shit.
Get him out of his cover.
Shit.
End his misery.
And don't you forget it.
So what do we get for finishing the mission? You found a key on Yale's body. It says indulgence on it. Better head over to see what this is all about. Alright, so now we can check. Where is the goods at? Here it is. Alright, let's fast travel to here. And
Gotcha.
don't tell me we get a whole racket as well. Dock workers, there's some minor group. Go in.
All right.
You found Yale's stash, 100 grand and about 20 packs of cigars. It must have been where he's hiding the White Hand's money he stole. Looks like Yale betrayed you after all. That son of a bitch. And this reward is pack of cigars, 100k plus 1 notoriety. Okay, and if we zoom out, it's not ours, it's still the dock workers. So that's the 3 endings of Al Capone's starter mission. You can either not kill anyone, have Frankie run away, get just 25, this is 100 grand, right? That's 25 grand. And you lose some stats. You gain deflection from Darla's cop friends because you spared her. Or you can just pretend to let Frankie run away, kill Darla, get 25k, get some booze, get a gun, and get stat increases and a security upgrade. Or you can take Frankie out, because that's the truth, and you get 100 grand, which is quite a bit of money. And you can take that money to the black markets. As you see, you don't need the gun. Like, don't consider that gun reward something big. We raided a couple of stashes and got plenty of guns that way. So that's Al Capone's mission for you. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week with our next boss. Until then, bye!